Now, let's dive deep into this big LGBTQ story for today. I'm Francesca Diamore, and let's queer up politics. Pete Buttigieg considered gay conversion theory as Channel 5 tags Queer News Tonight. Recently on Queer News Tonight, we saw how former Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg turned one of Tucker Carlson's most bizarre attacks into a moment and reflection and strength. The conversion took place during a live taping of On with Kara Swisher at the University of Michigan, and it's now making waves again after Channel 5 clipped Queer News Tonight's coverage of it. When asked about the Faye Gay comment, Buttigieg told Channel 5 that years ago, before coming out, he was in such a painful place that he might have even considered gay conversion therapy if he believed it would work. He thought being gay would close every door, in politics, in the military, everywhere. But things changed after his military deployment. Writing a just-in-case letter to his family, Buttigieg realized he'd lived into his 30s without ever being in love. So when he returned, he decided to live openly, no matter the career cost. Buttigieg says it's ironic that the latest right-wing conspiracy claims he's not gay enough. Quote, Tucker's big conspiracy theory is that I'm secretly straight. Is like kind of hilarious, right? I just guess it's progress. Because what would you possibly have to gain about lying about that?
You see the news recently, the Tucker Carlson statement.
He's never agreed to interview, but I'm going to ask him like some very specific questions about gay sex and see if he can even answer.
He said that you are basically fake gay and that you've created this persona to appease the woke mob.
Tucker Carlson claims Pete Buttigieg isn't really gay.
He was dating women just a few years ago. That's totally fake. Wow. He's not gay at all.
Smart.
So I said that on the air. People got all offended.
Yeah. I mean, in a weird way, I guess it's progress. Like, I spent a good chunk of my life believing, knowing that like being gay would be a career ender for me. I had two parts of my career when I was in my 20s. Public service and being interested in public office and being in the military, both of which could have ended because I was gay. And honestly, I don't like thinking about it now, but there was a time when I would have done anything to not be gay. Like, it was just like, tell me what I have to do, and I would have done it.
Like you would have gone to conversion therapy?
I mean, if I thought it would have worked, the state of mind that I was in at a certain time in my life when I was younger, maybe, yeah. Because I thought that the reality would just shut down my options. And then I grew older, I matured, I went to war. During that deployment, I thought, like, this is insane to, like, be a grown-ass man with no idea what it's like to be in love. Like, if I get through this deployment okay, I'm going to come home, I'm going to come out, and if it messes up my career, so be it. But that's how I live my life. And so to now be at a point where a right-wing, whatever you want to call him, personality, his big conspiracy theory is that I'm secretly straight, is like kind of hilarious, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess that's progress. Of all the things you could say about me being gay, probably the most like novel and weird is to say that I'm actually not.
Wow. He's about as fake gay as I am fake gay. But we do have to applaud him for being open at a time, you know, where we were being repressed. I mean, back then, and he stood to his truth and his authenticity, and he pushed forward. And, you know, conversion therapy is no joke. I went through it when I was a teen, and obviously it didn't work. And that's actually becoming a big buzzword now. So it's good that we have figures that are talking about it and how they avoided it and decided not to do it and claimed their truth, you know, for our youth.
It's so abusive. It is just, it's cruel, it's abusive.
But I can relate to what he was saying. I mean, you know, I was coming of age in the 70s, and when I realized that I wasn't like everybody else, I would have taken a pill, I would have done anything to just be quote unquote normal. Of course now, I wouldn't take that pill if my life depended on it.
Right.
But I think that a lot of us went through that struggle when we were young because society kept telling us, you're disgusting. I mean, back then we were even in the DSM-3, which is the psychiatric diagnoses book. And a lot of people can relate to him. And it's really sad because if you're not supported, you do that. You live in secret, and the people who are in your lives who supposedly love you and you supposedly love them have no idea who you are. It really is sad, but I'm so glad he came out and is speaking out, and maybe, like all of these folks that speak out, speak their truth, which ends up being so many other people's truths.
And
You're not alone.
He is a Harvard graduate. He is an Oxford Rhodes Scholar.
Right, he's brilliant.
He is military service. He's served in cabinet. He's been a mayor. I mean, for people who dropped out of community college, or people who have only been like shock jocks on tabloid radio or whatever,
Tucker Carlson.
or for these people that you say his name is almost an honor for you. Like he has done so much, and what have you done? And this is what this is about. It's dehumanizing.
Yeah, right.
Like they don't care if he's gay or not. But it's the same thing as attacking people who are too out or too queer or too flamboyant or whatever. He's telling the world, this guy isn't who he says he is. He doesn't know his own mind. We know who he is better than he is. It's about shaming and demoralizing and dehumanizing, and saying that he doesn't even know. He's not even smart enough to tell you who he is, but we can tell you who he is. That's insulting. That's a microaggression. Right. It's actually not so micro, and So I want people to hear that it sounds like a silly accusation, but it's meant to make the opponent look silly. Right. It's meant to dehumanize him. Yeah. And so know it for what it is. Meanwhile, Secretary Pete has probably saved lives just by living his out loud.
Absolutely.
Of course, absolutely.
Yes.
I think it's very important, even coming from my spectrum. I'm a younger generation. I'm lucky enough to be accepted by my family and my community, obviously thank God from the pioneers, the people who put the work. Younger generation like myself, it's good to hear Pete's story because honestly it showcased that, you can be out, you can be authentic, you could live your story and have a platform. And his platform is, he did start, questioning himself, but then now he's living his true life openly. And, I think it's very important for everybody to understand that you could do all that in the same and live your day-to-day life and love your partner and love your spouse. And you know what? At the end of the day, you're just, you're walking outside knowing the fact that you're being the authentic self that you want to be. And that's something,
absolutely.
and I think that's very respectable.
Yeah, everybody should be allowed to be authentic.
And that is a big LGBTQ story for today. There's no other queer nonprofit media platform like this in the entire world. Support our LGBTQ stories by subscribing and sharing Queer News Tonight.